this morning that the PRC has fostered an intelligence enterprise that includes contract hackers who also conduct unsanctioned cyber operations worldwide, including for their own personal profit.
Yes, I wanted to ask about the U.S. reaction to the Chinese hacking and the blaming of that on China and the MSS for the Microsoft-related hacking. It says in Secretary Blinken's statement that they're holding these few individuals accountable, but is there going to be any effort to hold Beijing accountable at large? Is that the kind of thing where the U.S. would consider sanctions or other steps to really make a difference there, rather than indictments of a few accused hackers?
Well, we did announce a series of steps today, including with a statement from the Secretary, as you alluded to. I would add that together with our allies, together with our partners, we're not ruling out any additional actions to hold the PRC accountable, including for its malicious activity in the cyber domain. But as you saw, and just to reiterate, it was an unprecedented group of allies and partners, and that includes the EU, it includes the UK, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Japan, and NATO, that joined the United States today in exposing the PRC's Ministry of State Security, or MSS's, malicious cyber activities. It's notable that this is the first time that NATO has condemned PRC cyber activities, and we spoke about this last week and before in terms of the new content that NATO's strategic concept has on the threat that the alliance potentially faces, not only from Russia, but also from the PRC's aggression as well. It is these shared concerns regarding the PRC's malicious cyber activities that are bringing countries around the world together to call out these activities, to promote network defense and cybersecurity, and to work together to seek to disrupt the kind of activity that the United States and our partners exposed today. We are deeply concerned, and you saw this across a number of the statements this morning, that the PRC has fostered an intelligence enterprise that includes contract hackers who also conduct unsanctioned cyber operations worldwide, including for their own personal profit. The PRC's unwillingness to address this activity that is indeed criminal by contract hackers. It harms governments, it harms businesses, potentially critical infrastructure operators, including through billions of dollars in lost intellectual property, proprietary information, ransom payments, and mitigation efforts that have to go into halting this activity. We have raised concerns about both the compromise of the Microsoft Exchange Server platform and the PRC's broader malicious cyber activity with senior PRC government officials, making clear to them that the PRC's actions do indeed threaten security, confidence, and stability in cyberspace. And that is also why we are not ruling out further action should it be merited and should it be appropriate. Look, we know that we can't change the PRC's malicious cyber activity on our own. We also know that it's not going to be one action or even one well-coordinated series of actions that will be able to do that. But as we have consistently shown with our approach to the PRC, we know where we are going to be more effective, especially in these areas in which our relationship is competitive or adversarial, as it may be in this realm. when we bring along our closest allies and partners. You saw us do that today. You've seen us do that in the case of Xinjiang. You've seen us do that in the case of Hong Kong. You've seen us do it in reinforcing the rules-based international order, whether it is in the maritime domain, cyber domain, or elsewhere.
Just a very quick follow-up. Is the reason you like to call out China over these behaviors, whether it's the business risks in Hong Kong or whether it's Xinjiang's supply chain or whether it's the hacking, is that because the administration hasn't decided yet whether it merits further action, such as broad sanctions, or is it because there are divisions within the administration? Just wondering, why the careful approach of calling China out on behavior that we know that China has been involved in. Just wondering what's stopping the more immediate, deeper actions that you discussed might be possibilities for the future.
Well, so as you know, we don't preview potential policy responses. As I've said, there may well be additional steps that we can take to hold the PRC accountable. I think you've seen us across any area in which we face a challenge, collectively a challenge. From the PRC, whether it's human rights, whether it is repression in Hong Kong, whether it is intimidation of the people on Taiwan, whether it is human rights in Xinjiang, that we have not hesitated to act. I think that in this case, as you know, there is a process that the U.S. government needs to go through in order to attribute an attack of this nature, an operation of this nature. You heard today from the interagency that the U.S. government was able to conclude with a high degree of confidence that this, in fact, was attributable to the PRC. So these are processes, some of which are intelligence-driven, that are thorough, that are robust, and in some cases they will take time to make sure that we are going out on solid footing, and importantly, in this case, that we are going out with the backing and in coordination with some of our closest partners around the world. Across every challenge, our response to the PRC, to any country, any nation state that may seek to undermine the rules-based international order, we know it will be more. We know it will be stronger. We know it will be more effective when we act collectively, and that's what we're able to do today.